Before I start, I want to ask you to hit that subscribe button if you love real, raw stories like this, and don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. I'd really like to hear what you think. It all began with a text that hit me like a punch to the chest. I had just finished work, tired but excited for the weekend, when my fiancé's name popped up on my phone. The message read, "Don't come to the party tonight. He doesn't want to see you." Simple. Casual. Yet every word screamed something I couldn't place. I stared at the screen, my fingers frozen, heart racing. My fiancé and I had been together for 4 years. We'd planned to attend this work party together. It wasn't just any event. It was her annual corporate celebration. Who doesn't want to see me? I muttered under my breath, a creeping unease settling in. Her response came almost immediately. "It's nothing. Just my boss. It's complicated. Trust me." I tried to brush it off. Maybe she was just protecting me from an awkward situation, I told myself. But as I sat on the couch scrolling through old photos of us, a pit formed in my stomach. The way she phrased it, "He doesn't want to see you," made it sound personal, intimate, almost secretive. Over the next few days, I started noticing small things that didn't make sense. Missed calls from her, late replies to texts, sudden changes in plans. When I asked where she was, she'd respond vaguely, "Work stuff," or "Nothing to worry about." But there was worry, so much worry, lurking in her eyes, something she couldn't hide even if she tried. One evening, I came home early from work, hoping to surprise her. The apartment was empty. Her perfume lingered faintly, and on the counter was a glass of wine I hadn't poured. My heart tightened. On her phone, left unlocked on the table, a notification popped up. "Can't wait to see you tonight," smirking face. My chest seized. I froze. My first thought was denial. Maybe it was a colleague. Maybe it was innocent. But the tone, the emoji, the way it made my stomach twist, it wasn't professional. That night I tried to call her, but she didn't answer. Texts went unanswered for hours. When she finally returned, her face was calm, too calm. "You okay?" I asked, voice trembling. "Yeah, just tired," she said, sliding into bed beside me. But as she reached for my hand, it didn't feel like the same hand I'd held countless times before. There was distance, an invisible line she'd drawn. For weeks I questioned myself. Was I imagining things? Was I overreacting? But then came the accidental discovery. The text thread she left open on her laptop. A careless click revealing hours of late-night messages between her and her boss. Flirty, intimate, personal. Names shortened to nicknames. Jokes that weren't work-related. Confessions I never expected to hear from her to anyone. I remember staring at the screen, blinking, unable to breathe. My world didn't crack. It shattered. The memories I'd cherished, the quiet dinners, the inside jokes, the way she used to look at me, suddenly felt like scenes from someone else's life. The confrontation was inevitable. I waited until the evening, when the apartment was quiet, and the tension had built to a breaking point. I held her phone, the messages glaring at me like open wounds. "We need to talk," I said, my voice steady but icy. She froze, then looked away. There was guilt there, yes, but also a strange defiance. I didn't mean for it to get this far," she whispered. "Not mean for it to get this far?" I repeated, my hands shaking. "You were lying to me for weeks. You asked me not to come to a party because of him. Because of your boss." She stayed silent, tears threatening to fall but never quite landing. "I loved you," I said, the words tasting bitter on my tongue. "I trusted you." Her confession was quiet, almost mechanical. I didn't know how to stop. It started small. And then it wasn't small anymore. We talked for hours, voices low, broken, raw. I tried to understand her perspective, tried to piece together the woman I thought I knew with the woman sitting across from me. Her eyes haunted by choices she couldn't undo. But understanding didn't erase the betrayal. It didn't bring back the trust. The aftermath was messy. I moved some of my things out that night, packed my memories into boxes, each item a reminder of love twisted into something painful. And yet, as I drove away, I didn't feel anger. Not fully. I felt clarity. Painful, gut-wrenching clarity. Days turned into weeks, and I began to reclaim pieces of myself I'd buried under love and trust. I revisited old hobbies, spent time with friends, and slowly, painfully, learned to breathe again without the weight of deceit pressing on my chest. Sometimes I still catch myself thinking about her. A scent, a laugh, a song on the radio, but those moments sting differently now. They don't hurt like betrayal. They hurt like the memory of trust lost. A reminder that love doesn't always conquer everything. I've learned that heartbreak isn't always dramatic. It doesn't always come with yelling or grand gestures. Sometimes it's quiet, silent, creeping, and intimate, leaving scars you carry alone. But within that quiet, there is strength. There is the power to say no to lies, to honor your own worth, and to start again, even when it seems impossible. If there's one thing I want you to take from my story, it's this: trust yourself. Listen to the instincts that whisper before doubt becomes despair. And remember, betrayal says more about the betrayer than the one betrayed. Because in the end, walking away isn't weakness. It's courage. The courage to survive heartbreak and find your way back to yourself.